Hello.
Video's messed up. There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, it
Can
was
you hear me
weird.
or no?
I can hear
I
you,
think
sir.
I'm back.
I can hear Manlow.
Yes.
I can hear Rowna.
Oh, Ro-
Richna.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry, bro. They both start with an R.
keys.
I don't know why, but it dropped that call as soon as I was trying to add Rona. Or was that?
Hmm.
Or did you hang up on me? I'm not sure.
I didn't hang up on you on purpose. I am trying my buttons to work.
No problem. No problem. Who am I echoing off of?
Hey, I got it. Push the top.
You're good.
So now I can say a bunch of crap, and you guys can't hear me.
Yeah, me too. What about Manlow?
I just hit the mute button when I didn't want to be muted.
Okay.
I muted my Skype, and then I push the button when I want to talk, because that's what I'm
Same
used to
thing.
for
Same
everything
thing.
else, so I don't want to do it backwards.
That's the same thing I do.
All right, give me 1 second. The recorder started automatically, so I'm gonna just hit off and see how it works.
So I'm trying to figure out which one is you in this picture. Are you the one with the long curly hair? Or are you the one with the helmet?
What are you talking about?
Your Skype picture?
Well, yeah, I put that in there a long time ago.
I had to yeah no. Anyway. Yeah.
What's up? What's up?
Obviously not the long
Yeah.
curly hair.
Yeah, I decided to throw on my Overwatch hat. I thought it would be a good addition in
Yeah.
case we
Yeah,
did
we.
video.
Oh, I started roboting there.
Orange, he's a shrine right over
I got half
there.
agreed.
Yeah, who's roboting? Was it me? Was it you? What's
Yeah. I don't have my return video. There it is. Now I got more greed. Greed was like halfway in the frame on the other view.
It's all good, brother.
Cool. I like having my keyboard there, but I don't like having the light shining. I might be able to fix that. No, didn't really fix that. Whatever. Good enough.
Okay, are we ready?
Oh, sure.
apparently my video quality is low. Good thing we're not recording video.
Yeah, well. All right, show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming to you from the dark recesses of the proverbial Dawn Forge pouch. This is episode 158 of the Shattered Soulstone. What gems will take you to the top? Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download at bit.ly/soulstone2018. Over 180,000 titles to choose from. I counted them. There's that many. for your iPod, MP3 player, or real man phone. It is March 18th, 2018, and this is your main man, Dead Greed. Today, I have two excellent people, some of my favorite people. Today, I have Manlow, and I have one more. I have Rowna. What's up, Manlow?
Oh, not much, man. Again, I'm glad we got an extra person. This is even better having the third chair. So, good man.
How are you doing, Rowna?
Hey guys, I'm doing pretty good. Glad to hang out with you guys, talk some more Diablo.
Yeah. Hey, just a mental note here. Yeah, Vesper not with us, obviously. Vesper is not with us today. He had to go get fitted for a gi. You know, when you learn that Japanese, man, you got to have your own gi. So
All
yeah,
in.
he's at the gi fitting professional. So
That might
unfortunately,
be good.
maybe he'll get back. Maybe he'll get his gi and his sword and all that stuff and his holster. He'll get all that stuff and he'll be back here next week maybe. But this week, he's not with us. But anyway, on with the show as always here at Shattered Soulstone. Manlow, how was your week? What did you do, man? Did you crush it? Did you have a good time?
I had a good back half of the week. The first half I was super busy, but as some folks could see in the Discord, man, we had a blast running those 95, 96, and we're gonna push higher. We got augments to do, we got work to do, and that's the beauty of the season. So many folks are learning the formula, and I think Roma's gonna help us with that a little bit later, which would be nice because we're moving along. We're moving along. And so how about you guys? How about you, Ro?
Yeah, things been going real well. I mean, lots of work like always, but having fun in the Diablos. I'm
Yeah.
getting some ancients here and pushing where I can. I think I haven't pushed past GR92 yet, but I did beat my time on it, so I'm hoping that maybe later tonight I'll be able to push it. Maybe get 94, 95 solo.
Good man.
Yeah, bro, that's nice. That's nice, bro.
And this is the furthest I've ever pushed. So, I'm not trying to be like on the leaderboards. I'm having a really good time, and I'm loving the fact that I can push this high, and it's edge of the seat a little bit here and there, but it's
Hmm.
it's fun.
Oh yeah. Speaking of edge of the seat, what was that? Was it 96 or was it 96 we did right? Great or 97? We had
Uh,
a
we,
couple seconds left or something like that.
oh my God, no, that was the 95. We did a 95, and we
Oh,
had I want to say we had 300ths of a second before it was gonna be like you we failed. So we beat it
whew.
by. It was. I've said it before on the podcast. I like being in a situation where you don't exactly know if you're gonna win or not, and it's like exciting, and you're like go 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 go. You know, everybody's cheering for you. You know, you're cheering for yourself, you're cheering for your buddies. Like go go go, use cool down, go go get it. Get out of the laser beams, frost, fly, run here, do that. It's all super exciting. It's fun. You're sweating. You're having a good time. Yeah. When we killed that, I wasn't exactly sure. I had to go talk to Yoshi to see if we won or not because I was like, maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I think we beat it by 300ths of a second. Like
Yeah.
that's how much time we had left. So that was cool. And then the next one we did was the 96, and we pelted that one. We did really good on the 96. The 95 was a more difficult riff, as people know who play Diablo sometimes just because the riff level's higher doesn't necessarily mean it's harder because you might get better mob set, better map type, and the 96 we just got a better we just got a better riff. It's not all riffs are created equal.
Well, especially when you get those elites that have poison and laser, and juggernaut, and they're just they just wipe the floor with you for a couple times there.
We had a slew, and that I think the one that we did, like the one we passed, like with the skin of our teeth. We had we had this long slew of blues and yellows, which I like to call them elites. I just call them blues and yellows. You'll get why. Champions and elites. Anyway, I we got this long slew, and at one time we had like two yellows and a set of blue all piled up all together with massive amounts of stupid fixes that I don't want to get into, but it was kind of crazy, and they were all Juggernaut, all three of them. I was like, oh my god, I used so many cooldowns. I think I blew my cooldowns like 4 times to get them.
Yeah, they're tough sometimes, and the real trick is that those really high riff ranges, it's like the game doesn't want you there, so they throw the hardest guys at you. So it is what it is when you're in that range, and we're lucky to be there. Like Ro says, we're lucky to be there. I mean, that's awesome.
Man, speaking of rain, the primal rain was falling on me this week. I got two primals. I got the most useless ring you could ever get, and an axe. I mean, yeah, thanks for the axe.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. I was like, oh, Necros have axes. I was like, I didn't even. I didn't know. I didn't know Necros come in the axe. I was like, all right, well then. And so then, yeah. I mean, that's 30 Forgotten Souls right there.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, no primals for me. What about you, Ro?
Yeah, I ended up with a primal focus this week, and
Oh,
it's a
pretty.
it's
Nice.
a nice one. It not one of my builds right now uses it, but I'm gonna hang on to it. You never know.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah, that is good. Good find. Good find.
We kind of started this thing this week where we were like talking about in Discord. We are talking about the 800 Club, and I mean, like, I love the community because, like, I don't know, I come up with these stupid things, or somebody came up with the 800 Club thing. Was it me? Was it one of y'all? I don't even know who came up with it, but
I forget.
I don't know. Whatever, that don't matter. Somebody was talking about the 800 Club, and then I look in Discord, and Captain Peters has this glorious picture of like the number 800 with like some of those reefs and the lights on.
20th Century Fox type
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly. I was just like, man, this community, Jesus. Who's in the 800 Club? I know I'm in the well, I'm a little past the 800 Club. I know Manlow's in the 800 Club.
Yeah,
Who else we
I'll
got?
throw
Who
you in
else we
there.
got?
We got Ritzy in there.
You Captain
Captain Peters
Peters.
is in the 900 Club.
Yeah, me too, but that's okay.
Yeah,
I, if
and
you're
then
900, you're still in the 800 Club. I mean, come on, man. It's
and we got our previous glorious leader, Nevic James, got the 800 Club yesterday.
oh Nevik, yeah, internet high five, yo,
Yes, sir.
and everybody else that's in the 800 Club, internet high five for real.
It's a good place to be.
I know Roll's like close.
yeah. I'm super close. I'm at 790, so if
Oh
all goes
man,
well, I'll be hitting that tonight with no problem.
Tonight. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just I'm gonna rename the club to like 1,000 to the 1K club maybe. I mean I don't know. Anyway, the 800 club is a thing. It's cool. If you're not in it, it's I mean get there because it's cool.
Get there. Yeah. We'll help you get there. So just raise your hand. The real beauty of the 800 Club is it doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean you got to get to 800. Doesn't mean you're not any higher or lower. The absolute best thing about the 800 Club, Paragon points. You only have to look at the first tab. Done.
Yeah, you don't have to. I don't have to decide like, do I want more cooldown or do I want more?
No.
Do I want more attack speed? I don't have to. I just put that stuff on my main stat. I'm good to go.
Well, and the higher you push
Makes
too,
that.
the faster the early paragons come. I mean,
Oh
we
my
were
God.
running the other night. We brought in, a friend of mine who's a little late to the season, but having a great time in it. And he ended up with what, about 100 paragon in just a matter of a few greater rifts,
Two.
and
Yeah.
it's a blast.
Nice.
You know, we was talking about this week, what was going on, and I know that Roe has done pretty much the same thing, but I think you've kind of gotten off of it now. But I last week we were in a rift, and I was just getting stomped. Jesus Christ! I got killed so many times that I was like, okay, I'm thinking about using an esoteric and dropping 60% of my damage because I usually use the Zays, and my Zays is like, if you max your distance, which I always max my distance, it's like 60% more damage. So I dropped 60% more damage, picked up a defense gem, and more more generally, I normally like the molten wildebeest, which is like the one that gives you the shield. But I kind of wanted to try out the esoteric alteration, which gives you non-physical resistance. And I level mine to 90 so far. I need to get it up higher. My other gems are like 96s. But anyway, I'll get it. I'll get it higher. Um, but man, what a difference that has made for me. That has made a huge difference. I know Manlow can talk about it because Manlow's run with me since I put that on. And what did we were doing one? We were doing like a 90 something. What was it, like a 94 or something we did earlier yesterday, and I didn't die once.
Which is huge. I usually have to have a little gurney with Greed's name on the side, and I got to pull it around the whole rift because he's dead. Greed.
Yeah, I mean, I just you know, like you look these builds up on icy veins or I'm always talking about my build. I'm always talking about I'm always thinking about my gear. Like I'm always thinking about my skills, and I'm always, I'm like, oh, I would like to have, like, I'd love to run Dainty's bindings, but I can't because I don't have a curse. I can't get a curse because I can't get rid of any of my skills. So I'm like, I'm always trying to switch stuff up, and usually I switch something up, and then I immediately switch back because I don't like it. And the gym thing, I mean, I've talked a lot about like having more defense to get higher, and I know it sounds ridiculous that you'll lose damage in order to get higher, but man, when you get up there in the high 90s, it's you're gonna have to have
Hurts.
something to,
Yep.
yeah, you're gonna have to have something to do it, and without having, I don't have all my gear augmented, and without having all these augments, without having, some kind of more defense, you got to do something. So this week I ended up doing that, and I like the esoteric. I know
Good.
Rowna. I know Rowna was talking. Me and Rowna talked about it a little bit, and I know he did the same thing, but then he switched his build, and he could talk about it.
Yeah, and indeed, I was having problems week and a half ago, pushing high. I love my build. I'm running a Firebird's Wizard, but I was always getting sniped by the shamans with the little fireball, and then you get stuck in poison for too long, and you don't blink out fast enough, or teleport out fast enough, or you don't move, and then the fire just kills you. And so it wasn't the guys coming up and hitting me in the face that was killing me, although they do hurt a little bit too. But it was the spells and the little harpies with the and so I did some digging, and I found that esoteric and non-physical damage. So that means spells, and that means poisons, and that means those little shamans with their stupid staff, and they're like, hey, as they wave it at you, and
Mm-hmm.
you know it. it's what helped me push the first GR92 that I did. I was doing, 85, 88, no problem with my build, with what I have, my ancient weapon, and my 500 or 600 Paragon or whatever it was at the time. But I couldn't live long enough to do the damage. I mean, I can blow stuff up, man. Rain, fireballs from everywhere. But if I'm dead, none of that's happening.
Right.
So that esoteric made a huge difference, and so I recommend it to anybody that is dying to those types of things. Just give it a try, get it to 25 and see if it helps even a little, and then if it does, level it up more.
Yeah.
You alive, Manny?
Yes.
Manlow.
Well, Manlow's like, I got like
Uh,
47.5 trillion toughness, so I don't need an
I
esoteric
got.
alteration. Yeah, he doesn't need it, so he doesn't run that. He's like,
I
bah,
hit. I hit
esoteric,
one.
bah.
I hit 1.4 billion last night toughness, which was insane. It's just I can't even believe it's a number. I don't die in these 95s, 96, whatever we were doing. Even think about dying.
You know how you run into an elite, and you go up and you mouse over it, and you're like, oh, this is a jailer, arcane. He's got enchanted poison. I bet when the elites see Manlow, it's like Juggernaut
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
or
Yeah.
extreme
That's
toughness, or
that's
I don't know
crazy.
what they would call it, but I bet that's what the elites are
Unbreakable.
probably going. Oh, this guy's got Juggernaut and extra toughness. That's probably what they're saying about him. They're probably saying
Yep.
like when they see me, they're probably like high damage, but just kill him. It's fine. He's gonna lays down a lot. That's probably what I have
Yes.
under me, like lays down a lot. Like, I don't know. Anyway,
What do
Well,
you
that's
run
why
then, bro?
that's why support is so much fun. That's my support barb, and he's just crazy town. So, and we got to do more of those really high 90 G riffs with my support, and then if we can get Ritzy's support, doing some healing, gold, hundreds, no problem. So we just got to get everybody online to play, or if anybody else wants to do a support monk, that would be epic.
yeah. I mean, we're running like two DPS and one support right now, and we're 96s, so if we get Ritzy in there or one more support, because everybody runs two supports in these higher levels, and we get another support. Oh, it's lock it down. It's over with. Because I mean, I can't wait to get in the hunters. That's what my goal is.
Yeah, me too.
We were talking earlier. We were talking a little bit about like what's the best thing to do, like when you level, like your friend comes online or comes back from North Dakota, or I don't know why North Dakota, but anyway, he's from somewhere from and not playing, or maybe he plays Overwatch or something. But your buddy comes back and you level him real quick, because I mean, Jesus Christ, it takes like 10 minutes to level somebody to 70. You know what? What's the best thing for that person to do on a fresh 70? So
Good question.
we were talking about it, and I know Rona here has some pretty good opinions on what a very fresh 70 should be doing in the game.
Well, I think you guys have talked about it on the shows a little bit more recently about when you first come on, run the challenge rift if it's a doable one, of course. Get the mats, roll the cube. But when you hit 70, what do you try to do? I mean, if it's your first 70, then you can get your Hadrix gifts and run your season and get a few pieces. But then what do you do for the rest? And for me, I mean, obviously you spend blood shards at Kadala, but which ones? I mean, do you go for a weapon first? Do you go for the cheaper items first, because then you have more chance of getting multiple items? Are there things that your blacksmith can build for you? What do you do? And so we've been talking about this quite a bit, and there's a few resources around that can help. But what's your opinion, Greed?
Well, okay, let's just take my character. I'll play with the Necro. So let's say you're playing a necro, and I mean I think some of this is a little bit like if if you're playing a wizard, maybe you would go a different path. If you're playing support, maybe you do something different. But for me, I'm playing a wizard. Or not a wizard. Jesus, what the heck is wrong with me? Hold on, what? Just delete that out. Yeah, for me, I'm playing a necromancer. Wow, I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I got the necromancer, so I kind of got this checklist in my head, and I know what I'm gonna do. And I kind of think maybe it matters. Like, let's say you wanted to do that. Hey, look at me! I throw spikes at everybody. Build. Um, but I don't. I run the Wrathma Mage. I love the Wrathma Mage. So I'm gonna. I want to build the baddest Wrathma Mage on the planet. So I'm not personally doing any damage. I'm commanding my skeleton army. I'm commanding my mages to go in there and waylay to everything. And if you read every one of those skills, it is 4,000% weapons damage is what my mages are doing. Plus, you got to have the Rihanna Skyhook or whatever not Skyhook, but I'm talking about the one where you get the more essence you
Shadow Hook
have.
or
The
something.
Shadow Hook. Thank you,
Yeah.
Skyhook. Woo! I am on it
Elena
today.
Shadow.
I'm on
Oh,
it.
on,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm on it today. But yeah. Woo. Anyway, so you know, realistically, you get your Hadrith gift. You got your 6 piece now. There's a few things you got to have. You got to have braces. You got to have belt. You got to have weapons. You got to have an offhand, right? So like you're saying, what what do I go for first? Well, for me, the most important thing possible is getting that. Hey, these guys are going to be running 4,000% of my weapons damage. If I can get all the bracers, belts, boots, and hats I want, but it's not going to affect. I mean, my DPS is really what my guys are doing. Now you're on a different character, okay. I mean, you might want to buff up your boots or something because you can run faster. I mean, but for me, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend my blood shards and I'm gonna get a bunch of yellows. I only need scythes, so I'm gonna take my scythes to the cube and I'm gonna use my death breath that I've picked up, and I'm gonna try to get that skull scythe. And until I get the Jess of skull scythe, I'm gonna keep going. Once I get that, then I'm probably gonna switch to a cheaper item like a shield. Now, I said cheaper item, shield. Why wouldn't I go cheaper item, belt? Well, there's 13 belts. There's only 4 shields for a necromancer. It's easier for me to get a shield. So I'm going to try to get the shield. Before I do that, I'm probably going to try to get bracers because I'm going to use Reaper's Wraps. So that's real easy. I go kill Methio, get the pattern, go do a couple bounties. I've got a set of Reaper's Wraps. That's guaranteed. So I would probably do that even before I do the weapon. But I'm talking about specifically like what am I going to roll for in what am I going to use my death breath for, and if when I do get a weapon, what am I going to use my bounty mats to flip and try to get an ancient? You know, I'm trying to springboard myself. So I kind of got a list in my head. I kind of want my weapon, then I want my shield. You know, I definitely got to have a necklace and rings. And let's not even forget how important rings are for my build because not only do I have to have a Crispin sentence, which is 3 times the damage, which is a multiplier of 3 times the damage of what they're going to be doing when these things are frozen. So when I hit my land of dead, when I hit my simulacrum, you know, I'm kicking off 3 times damage, and anybody that plays with me knows when I bust my cooldowns, it's over with. It's powerful. It's because of my Crispin sentence. The next most important thing you have to have, or maybe even more important, is in Nalaja's evil, which is every time I spawn a mage, I get 2 instead of 1, which is going to allow me to have 10 mages instead of just 5. So, I mean, you got to go back and forth, right? Like I said, I got this list of these important things. Um, but I think some of those items I would have before I was 70 because, like, for example, the Lodge is Evil. I talked about that. That is one of the items that I rolled for over and over and over again before we even started leveling because I I knew you can get it at level 1 and I knew I wanted it for my cube. So, I mean, now that I rambled on for like ever and said all the stuff, bro, what would I mean, how do you go about it?
Well, I'd say, first off, fresh 70, see what you have. If you have a legendary weapon, throw it on. That'll get you by until you can get one from Kadala or you can roll one and you're gonna put out the most damage. I agree with the Reaper's wraps. It's something you just get the pattern, you get a couple of mats, your blacksmith makes it for you. You're not sitting there at Kadala going, well, which one is she gonna give me this time? You're guaranteed to get a Reaper's Wraps, and hopefully it's rolled decent, and it'll get you by. It's great for, I think, just about any class, because most classes have some sort of if I have an item, it gives me a resource reduction, so I don't run out of resources. Well, those Reaper Wraps give you resources every time you pick up a health globe, so that's great for starter classes for sure. And then, I think it depends on what type of weapon you ultimately want based on whether you did some research on Icy Veins or Diablo fans or some of the sites to check out the builds, or whether you watch the YouTube videos by some of these famous, awesome guys out that put out this great content. If you need a specific weapon, look and see how many of that weapon exist. Are you going to be spending, you know, thousands of shards to get the one because there's 25 of, you know, a bow out there? Now there's not, but there are 25 rings out there for a necromancer level 70. So you're trying to get a legendary ring, you're going to get a bunch of yellows from Kadala, and there's 25 different legendary ones. So, you know, rings are a little tougher to get, and they cost 50 instead of 25. So for me, what I've always done is I'll go, you know what? I need a belt. A belt's got armor. A belt's got, sometimes, depending on your class, it's got keep me alive mechanic. Belts are 25. So for me, I go and I get a bunch of belts or a bunch of boots or something like that, because that stuff's gonna help me move faster. A lot of boots have movement speed, so I can get out of the stuff quick. Um, I usually, and maybe I'm not doing it right, but I usually save the weapon till a little bit later. Just, get a decent one and then skip it until you get your other items. I don't know if that's the right call, but that's what I've been doing.
Well, yours is spell based, so yeah. I mean, yours is item based, and Creed specifically is weapon based. And yeah, I always wait on the weapon as well.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I got a lot of these, and I'm not saying I'm right. I just have these opinions. I mean, Manlow will tell you that me and Manlow has gotten into some serious arguments about like what to do with your augments, like,
Yeah.
but the weapon thing, like, okay, let's go rings, weapons. Like, I can understand what you're saying. Rings, there's a lot of rings. Weapons, there's a lot of weapons, right? But for me, for my build, I have these linchpins, and I
Right.
have these things to make my build work, and I call those linchpin pieces. And I'm gonna go for my linchpin pieces first. I gotta have an Elijah's Evil. I gotta have a Crispin Sentence. I absolutely have to have a Compass Rose, and the other.
Traveler's pledge.
Thank you, Traveler's Pledge. I gotta have it, right? I gotta have a Jeffus set. Not only does the Jeffus set my mages in motion, they're helping my skeletons jump from target to target.
Yeah, the
This
auto
is
targets. Yeah.
these are for me, these are fundamental things that I absolutely have to have. So, I mean, yeah, what do you get first when you're a fresh 70? I mean, it's kind of why I love this season because like you start over and you don't have any of the stuff in your stash tab. You get in there and you're like, you're and I go over all this stuff. I go over all this stuff every season, and I go through this, and it's like, okay, I just kind of build this list in my head of all the items that I want. Of course, for your wizard set, for your Firebird's Finery set, every piece you want. You know the rings you want, you know the belt, the bracers you're gonna get, the boots, everything, right? You know all that stuff. So that's the most important thing for a fresh 70, I think, is know what what items you want. Because when I first started playing Diablo, I wouldn't look up builds. I would just go, oh, let's see what kind of cool gloves I can get, and then I'd just be in there rolling for gloves, and I wouldn't even know what was possible when I first started playing. So I'd just be like, click, click, click. Oh, glove. Then I get one. I'd be like, oh, what is this thing? I'd be getting up there close to my screen, like, oh, what does this thing do? Oh, you get more fire damage. That's cool. And I'd put it on and then I'd go do a thing, or maybe I'd be in town and I'd hit the button a couple of times and go, oh, that makes my thing go wobbly. And then I'd go out towards the enemies and I'd shoot at them a couple times and go, that's what that does. But honestly, you know, if you're a fresh 70, I would say know your items, I guess.
Well, maybe take it a step further too. If you need a weapon because it's paramount, or you need a ring because it's paramount for your build, then yeah, maybe hit Kadala a few times, but weapons and rings cost a little more. So you get a yellow, run it over to the cube and upgrade it, because you get a one-handed sword rare and take it over to the cube and upgrade it, you're definitely going to get a one-handed sword legendary. You know, um, you hit Kadala for one-handed weapons, you may not get a sword. You may get a dagger. You may get a mace. You may get a something else. So you gotta, you know, pay attention to that and see what the best bang is. I mean, I think it took me forever to get a compass rose this season, and I ended up taking a yellow, running it over to the cube, upgrading it, and then I got one. And yeah,
You
Sometimes
know,
it takes forever. Yeah.
something I wanted Manlow to go over because Manlow is like probably one of the guys that I run with that's the best at this. This dude always knows what the heck he wants on an item as far as he wants
Yep.
strength, he wants, he's gonna get cooldown, vitality, he wants,
Yep.
and he knows exactly. He's probably the best one I've ever met at that. I mean, I know he looks all this stuff up, which is cool. I look my stuff up too, but you got an idea, like, I want cooldown, I want this, I want that, but I wanted Manlow to talk about that because, man, Manlow is probably the best person at that I've ever met.
Well, it's the classic min max. I mean, I've been doing it for decades in games, but Diablo is awesome because it's so random, and you have a chance to get the perfect roll. You're not going to get the perfect roll. You get a primal, puzzle ring, and you're like, oh, So you have a chance of getting anything thrown at you. I did want to hit one thing about the fresh 70s, and I'm going to get it wrong, but I think it was Lobo that was with us on his barbarian. It might have been, I think it was Lobo. Anyway, we had the same class. Somebody had the same class as me, and it was like, you know what, this is great. Run with your same class, especially if they're higher than you, even better, because you can get the welfare epics. You can get, items that they don't need anymore that you totally need, or maybe a little better. Anything's better, like Rhoda said, anything's better. Just put it on. But wow, doing the same class is awesome because you have double the chance of getting something basically. Kill the Rift boss, 5 legendaries hit the ground. I melt every legendary I get. I don't. There's nothing else I need. So, but anyway, get back to what you were talking about on the icy veins, which is my preference for the site to look up the builds. Luckily, they break down the top 4 or 5 affixes, or attributes you want on every piece of gear. And like I say, you'll never get that perfect one. So you're on the lookout for the right one. And you guys will say, "Oh, I got a compass rose," and I'll say, "Great, but I have one that has double crit. So unless you got one with double crit, I can't even re-roll it to make it better." So it's like, oh man, So and if you get a primal that doesn't have double crit, I'm melting it. Sorry, it's like there's certain things you need with certain builds, but cooldown is huge for so many builds. You got to watch the cooldown. Cooldown is huge on your follower, by the way. I talk about that a lot. So make sure your Templar's got cooldown on all his pieces. Just reroll, but your follower cast to taunt, and they're keeping guys off you so Ro can stay back with his wizard. So it's like perfect. So there's a lot of things you want to, I mean, Greed's got the experience to know those things. So I was like, oh, I didn't even picture that. So I went right over and fixed my Templar, and life was good. So. But yeah, like I say, I keep printouts of different things. I just put them in Dropbox now for all the different builds. I'm on my fourth barbarian build, so I'm pushing the season real hard with one class, but with 4 different builds of that class, and it's so much fun because I can do different gems. I got esoteric on one guy. I got I don't have any wildebeest gizzards or anything, but I mean I've got like 8 different gems that I wear, and that's really neat. It's tough to keep up with, so you got to pick a couple. But right now it's support and the Hammer of the Ancients, and we're having a lot of fun with those builds in groups. So that's good.
Yeah, I got to add on to what Manlow was saying there. If you can run with a friend that's running the same class or even the same type of class, like an int based or something like that,
Yeah.
definitely help your friends out. If I get another Death Wish, which is the weapon I need, and there's a wizard in my group, I throw it on the ground. Here, you might want this. You know,
Great.
keep an eye out for those rings. They've got crit chance, crit damage. And then either plus damage or main stat or something like that. Those are hard to come by.
That and one thing I wanted to touch on was a lot of times I'll get in a group and I go over there and I click on it and they're like, whoa, 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 we're not running, we're not, whoa, whoa, slow it down, big boy, we're not running 50. I'm like, dude, come on, let's go. Now okay, I get it if you're hardcore, right? Like, I can get that mentality if you're hardcore, but you know what? If you jump in a group with me and we turn it up too much and we die, you know what? We can just did him all out of there and turn it down. I mean, run as high as you can get because you're gonna get more Paragon, you're gonna get more blood charge, you're gonna get more drops, you're gonna get more gold. You get more everything. And to me, man, turn that dial to 10. I mean, and just boom and clip as many keys as you can
For
get
sure.
and I think we have a lot of discussion about that too. Like the whole, hey, I got a key and now I want to go back to town, but other people are like, hey, I want to kill 3 more elites and open 2 more boxes and tie my shoes twice before I go back to town. I don't know why, because like it doesn't drive me crazy, but it's like
That's why we do it.
it may be, but yeah,
Greed's
but
like, I want to go.
I know when I'm running public groups, I don't run them all the time. I prefer running with friends, but every now and again there's either nobody on or everybody's in a GR or something. And I need keys because I'm out, so I go run, throw public up, and the first thing I do is I say hello and I say I'm farming keys. And if they say, well, we're farming items, I say have a nice day, and I go to the next one. Set your expectations when you go in a public group, especially, or with your friends. Tell them, hey, this is what I need, and try and work it out. If you hit in the public, kill that Rift Guardian, out, go, reset, go. Don't even clear your bags until you're full on that third rift.
I do.
It's not gonna
When,
happen, Greed.
when I'm
I have
leveling,
so much fun making Greed upset. It's great.
when I'm leveling gems, like let's say we're running 70s, you get 6 items. You don't. You get 6 or 8 items. You do not need to go identify your 6 legendaries. They're still gonna be legendary in your bag here in another 4 minutes when we clear another 70. I like to run 3 or 4 70s before I clear my items. But I'm standing over there by the stone. The Manlow's little picture has a question mark on it because he hasn't. He probably has this big thing in the middle of his screen going, "Greed has started a new greater rift."
Yeah. I kind of try to move it over to the side. I'm in my vault. Hold on, I'm in my.
It doesn't move though, does it?
No.
It's this big. It's this big block going.
Well, and
Countdown. Yeah.
everybody likes getting an ancient or a
Yeah.
primal or something like that. So personally, I like doing 3 or 4, and then I identify 20 of them at a time, and I go, yeah, I got 5. Woo!
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we'll do.
A lot of the things we're talking about right now, or been talking about this episode, preference stuff. But I have such hard opinions on my preference.
Well, I think it's all about information too. I think you take the resources that are available. I think Icy Veins is a great place to start. I do a lot of my research there, just like Manlow was talking about. And then when I want to min max and take it further, maybe they don't have the thing, then I go out to YouTube or I go out to Diablo fans or something like that. Or, like Greed and I were talking earlier, we're looking at D3 Planner, which has a list of all the items based on your class and what level you are and what you can get for legendaries from Kadala or from the cube or something like that. That's it's a great resource, and it's something to look at. And you can sit here and go, okay, there's uh there's 25 rings I can get, or there's 16 one-handed swords for a wizard at level 70. So I'm looking for one of them. So I got a 1 in 16 roughly chance when I get a legendary to get the one I want. I think it's a great resource.
Yeah, I hear you on that, brother. Something I know we're beating this whole thing to death, so I wanted to change subject here a little bit. And what is up with the new StarCraft pet? This is the laziest pet known to man. Look, my name is Greed, and when we're in this endeavor here, I expect you to pick up gold. That's your only job. I'm feeding you, I'm housing you, I'm clothing you, I'm raising you. All you have to do is pick up gold. Not only are you a pet of mine, but you fly around. How lazy is this pet? Like he don't even have his legs ain't tired. Like what? Look, my StarCraft pet has been fired because he will not pick up gold. I now have moved back to the butcher. Like I'm in a rift and there's a bunch of gold. Like I got my Boona Hoarder on and there's gold spewed about all over the rift, and my StarCraft pet is just looking at me like, yo, bro, that's like a lot. You want me to pick all that gold? Like I don't have like. You want me to pick all that up? I just pick up like some of it. Look, my butcher. Oh my god, he is running all. He's got a little cleaver and he's like, wow, like did he just? He's crazy for gold. He's zipping across. He does the left and then he's right and then he's up and he's down. He's coming back, running over here. He's like, yeah, I got the gold. Whoa! He loves picking up gold. But that
Yes.
StarCraft dude, he's kind of like, picking up gold makes my hands dirty. I'm it, I, here's some gold. I mean, what? Anybody? I'm like, what? Why does this thing not pick up gold? Anybody got anything on that?
That guy. Okay.
Oh, Manlow's roboting.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I know. I was experiencing that too. Just yesterday, I was standing right next to piles of gold. Somebody opened, one of those bovine bardash levels, and I'm standing next to all this gold, and he's standing there or flying there right next to me. He's just sitting there. And I'm like, hey, there's gold over there. There's gold over there. What's going on here? So I retired him. I said, you're back to the stables, buddy. And I brought out the Bumble, which is an abominable snowman pet that I got from a menagerie goblin. Man, that guy is just running all over, and he picks it up lickety split. And I'm like, thank you for that million gold. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna keep you.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got a bench, and if you don't pick up gold, I mean, first of all, my name's Greed. If you don't pick up gold, you getting benched. It, it,
You're out.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what you were saying a minute ago, Manlow, because you were kind of like roboting. I'm not sure.
No, I would say my idea is to, like, you're fired. You got to get rid of that guy.
Hey, you trump your pets, you're fired. Anyway, yeah, just you know, um, good news on that pet. If you're playing console, hey, it's coming soon. I almost said Nevik. Woo, Nevilistus, not Nevik. Nevilistus Blue Post said that yeah they're gonna put out the 2.6.1 alpha patch, and then the console players will have that pet too. But hey, console players, you're not really missing anything. The damn thing don't pick up gold.
Add it to the collection. That's about it.
I mean,
But
it's a cool looking pet. I've heard a lot in the community about pets. Um, and I never really put too much into it before because some people were saying, "Oh, this pet's better than this pet at picking up gold," and I kind of thought, "Yeah, dude, you're on the left-handed cigarette a little bit too much because pets pick up gold. I don't understand what. I've never had a problem with pets picking up gold, but yeah, they have a point with this one. This dude's lazy. Anyway, Manlow, do you have any other media?
I usually don't, and this week is not a whole lot different. My backlog keeps growing. I keep seeing sales, and I'm buying new games, and I'm still playing my Diablo because it's where you guys are and it's where the fun is. So I'm kind of sticking the mud right now, but maybe next week I'll get a chance to play some stuff.
How about the wonderful? Oh yeah. How about the wonderful, great Rowna? Any other media, brother?
oh, just having a lot of fun playing Diablo. Not really playing anything else right at the moment. Having a really good time.
Yeah. What about you,
Man,
Greed?
man, I've been working real hard. Speaking of 86ing things that don't pick up gold, look, my name's Greed. If you cost me a bunch of money, you're out. And I love my crabs. They're freaking awesome. But they got 86 today. They took a ride down the swirly slide because yeah, they ate like 60. They ate like basically they ate $100 of my fish this week. Uh, I bought $64 worth of shrimp, and they immediately killed them. Like I bought the $64 worth of shrimp. They came in the mail. My wife was home. She put them in the fish tank. I didn't even get home from work. There was only one fish left when I got home. There was only one shrimp left by the time I got home. There was only one left. I only got to see. I paid $64 and I only got to see one of the damn things. I got home and I was like, well, yeah, that's a shrimp. I had a bunch earlier. I looked and there was zero in the tank. And then I woke up this morning and Mr. Red was eating blue, and blue was like a $40 fish. So I was like, plus Mr. Red, I don't know, he likes to cut all my plants, and I'm like, look, dude, you eating my fish, you messing my plants up, you got the. I'll tell you one thing, you cannot cost me money. Eventually, my son is going to cost me too much money, and it, it's going to be an
Ouch.
86. It doesn't matter. One of these days, I'm going to be like, look, I'm looking at the bill here, and you have cost me. This is too much. You got to go.
Your return on investment is too high.
Yeah, I mean,
Too low. Sorry.
I give my wife the boot, but she's awesome. She hasn't gotten over that greed threshold yet. So I'm like, look, I even try to talk to him. I'm like, dude, I'm tapping on the glass, like, hey, $40 plant. What are you doing? So yeah, that, and you know, mashing on Diablo, and one thing I wanted to talk about before we did get out of here was hallelujah. You can go to public groups now because they have hot fixed it, and you can get more than two players in a public game now. So I give the one-handed clap to the developers because yeah, that was a thing.
That was rough.
Uh, do not know if we have any emails, and if you are a listener and you have sent us an email and you're scratching your head on why we didn't read your email, well, Vesper's in charge of that, and he's getting fitted for a gi right now. So I don't know if we have any emails or tweets, or I know we didn't have nothing on the Discord. Anybody have any other thing from people they know or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I know the Discord's been hopping, but we don't have any show specific questions. But there's definitely been a lot of conversation going on in there. So if you like Discord and you like playing Diablo, you need to come join our Discord because we need more people in there. We need to get 3 and 4 and 5 different groups going at a time. Let's just blow it up. Come on, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I always say it every show. Man, I'm I'm a big fan of Discord. I understand some people have some concerns. We had one listener email in pertain to that a bunch of shows ago, where he was saying he didn't like the terms and services of Discord. I personally have never had any problem with Discord. I understand if you don't like it, okay. There's other ways to get a hold of us. You can email us. Yeah, I know. But I mean, you can email us. You can hit us up in game. You can tweet me. You can tweet the show. We even have a Facebook. There's all the ways. We have all the ways to get a hold of us. The absolute best way, in my opinion, is Discord because I'm always on Discord. I'm almost always in chat if I'm home. If I'm not home, you can still probably get a. I mean, if I'm not home, if I'm at work and you throw something on Discord, don't think I'm gonna answer you in like 2 seconds because I might not even see it for hours. But I will answer you eventually. Our conversations on Discord are pretty massive. We have a lot of fun there, and we're always using the chat too. So come on in,
Yeah.
and I always tell everybody is always welcome to Discord. We're always, and sometimes you get people that don't 100% get along, and just be nice and work with everybody, and for the most part we don't have any problems, but it's just a lot of fun. Just come on in and get off the street and come on into Shattered Soulstone.
Indeed.
But with all that, I wanted to throw a personal shout out to Rowna for jumping on here and having fun with
Yeah,
us.
man. Thanks,
Uh,
dude.
I'll give you the internet high five for coming in and helping. So that was cool. But as far as myself, I don't have anything else for the show. Uh, Manlow, do you have anything else for the show?
Nope.
How about Rona? Anything else for the show?
No, I think the only thing that's been popping in my mind is Discord, and you know, we put up a post just yesterday or the day before about clearing your stash tab out, and whether you know knowing whether your legendaries are worthwhile, and you know that's another thing that's in there, and you know we're happy to share that with you know pass that information around, and you know I'm really enjoying being in part of this community, and like Greet said, if you throw something up in Discord, you know, a lot of us have it on our phones, and we'll you know say, hey, we'll be on later, or, you know, we'll coordinate and stuff like that. And, you know, that's it. I'm good. I'm ready to go hit 800 on my Paragon. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one
Yes,
more.
sir.
I did say I didn't have anything else, but then you said that, and it brought me to a thought. So one last thing from Greed, as always, right? but but
So much for clearing the rift and going and turning your stuff in. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
it's all situation. It's all situational. I mean, come on, brother. But to tag on something you were just saying, like, let's say I'm a shy guy and I don't like talking on Discord, so that's why I don't get on Discord. Well, you don't have to talk on Discord. Discord, it has a lot of chat, or not chat, but texting features, and there's a lot of videos. We put videos in there. There's a lot of links that you can go and find different information, and you don't necessarily have to join us talking and playing the game. You can just get in there and throw messages in there. That way, you can join us that way too. I know we always talk about getting in and talking to us and running with us and having fun, but if you're shy or you don't have a microphone, or I mean, your voice is ugly for some reason and you don't like to talk to other people, then you don't have to get in there. But I encourage everybody, come on in, have fun. Man, we have a ball. I mean, it's every night we have a great time in there. And with that, Manlow, close the show, please, sir.
Yes, sir. You've been listening to episode 158 of the Shattered Soulstone, your Diablo community podcast. Missed an episode? You can find the show blog and listen to the show archives at www.shatteredsoulstone.com. With your support, you can help the show grow. Become a patron today. Patreon.com/soulstone. Come join us in-game. Our in-game community and clan, both aptly named Shattered Soulstone, are open to anyone who would like to join. You can also join us on Discord for the ultimate team and community-based experience. Find the Discord invitation link on our Twitter and Facebook page, as well as on the Shattered Soulstone website. This show is powered by you, the listener. Send in your contributions, thoughts, questions, and feedback to show@shatteredsoulstone.com. Come tweet with us and message us on Facebook. You can find our Twitter page at @ShatteredStone and our Facebook page at facebook.com/ShatteredSoulstone. We would like to extend a huge thank you to Medgross of Dawnforge Productions for hosting our Loot Deviant show. You can find more shows from the Dawnforge at www.thedawnforge.com. Thank you for listening. Until next time, from all of us here at Shattered Soulstone, over 157 episodes for your listening pleasure.
Down Forge.
Dawnforge.
On forward.
Yes.
All right, brother. Whew, good show, guys. Good show.
Yeah, good show,
that was
man.
fun.
Nice. Thanks
All
again,
right.
Ro. That was awesome, man.
Yeah, hopefully it went pretty good, and I had a good time.
All right. I will meet you guys back in Discord once I throw the show in the Dropbox.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna get the family some dessert, so I may be a minute, but I'll catch you guys on for sure tonight.
All right.
And I did record too, so if
Ah,
you
sweet.
need it for some reason, it looks like it recorded just fine.
Nice, nice.